What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video, and today we're going to be going over the ins and outs of the Kaabo Skywalker range. So let's get the show on the road with what I have in front of me now, the Kaabo Skywalker 8. Now the Skywalker 8 is going to be what I would consider the entry-level electric scooter that Kaabo produces, but don't let the term entry-level scare you off because this scooter packs a punch. How much punch exactly? Well, the Skywalker 8 is going to have a 13 amp hour battery, which is going to give you up to around 45 kilometer range. And that is going to be powering a 500 watt rear motor, which will give you a top speed of around 38 kilometers an hour. Now, due to Australian regulations, this scooter, as well as all of our other electric scooters here at Scooter Hut, come with a 25 kilometer an hour limit. Now, that is just the standard public speed limit we have here in Australia for electric scooters, but do make sure with your local council or authorities on what the speed limit may be in your area. So yeah, out of the box, this scooter is going to be limited to 25 kilometers an hour. However, it does have the potential to get up to a top speed of 38 kilometers per hour. Now, once you do manage to get yourself up to such speed, how are you going to stop? Well, that is where our rear drum brake comes in handy. This little bad boy right here is going to make sure that whatever speed you are at, you're going to come to a nice, safe stop, and you're going to do so by jumping up here and using the front brake lever. Now, by using the front brake lever, not only are you going to be able to come to a stop, but you're also going to set this bad boy off at the back here. It is a rear brake light, making sure that when you are coming to a stop, everyone around you knows what's going on. Now, while we're at the top here, let's talk about the ignition, because this is something different on the Skywalker 8 that I haven't seen before, and it comes with a key. Now, why would you want a key on an electric scooter? Well, just like a car, you don't want anyone jumping into your ride and taking off on you. So this is a fantastic little security feature that comes on the Skywalker 8. I absolutely love it. So if you ever are needing to turn it on, you're just going to put the key in, turn it to the right, and then you can now power on the scooter. Now, once you power on the scooter, you're going to be able to see the display up here, and that's going to give you not only your top speed, your battery, but it's also going to give you access to 3 different speed modes on the Skywalker 8, making sure that you've got a comfortable ride no matter what situation you're in. And of course, you're going to have to get to speed with something, so we're going to use the front lever up here on the right hand side. Super easy to use, very convenient, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward and simple. That's the lever, that makes you go. That's the brake, that makes you stop. Also on the front display here, not only do we have a button which is going to power on the front headlight here so you can see in the dark, but we've also got a horn here so you can, I don't know, tell people to move out of the way or just annoy the neighbors. And also with the front handlebars, we do have the ability to unlatch these, bring them down, which is just going to give you a bit of a more convenient storage solution when you need to put the scooter away or you're having to jump in and off public transport or something like that. Now moving down on the Skywalker 8, we have an adjustable handlebar height here. So if I move this lever, pull this out, we can bring the bars down, we can extend them up, meaning that no matter who you are, what your age is, how tall you are, this scooter is going to be sweet for you because you have the ability to customize it to exactly your fit. Now moving down to the front here, we have an 8-inch pneumatic tire at the front and we have an 8-inch rear solid tire at the back. Keeping in mind that the front tire is pneumatic, meaning that you may have to let some air into it if it ever goes down, which is fine. It's just like a bike. You pump a tube in there, you pump it up, you're good to go. And also while we're up the front here, you can see that we have some shocks, meaning that the Skywalker 8S is going to give you the smoothest ride possible. Last but not least, we can talk about the folding mechanism, and this folding mechanism in particular is one of my favorite across all electric scooters because it is so simple. A lot of scooters you have to get down on your hands and knees and undo some levers and stuff, not with this Skywalker 8S, because all you have to do is plant your foot onto this, fold it down, it locks into place, and you're good to go. Now, when you want to fold it back up, same thing, you just put your foot on here, it will release it, you bring it up, snaps into place, and once it does snap into place in the upwards position, you want to make sure that you lock it with this little lever here, just by rotating it to the right. And what that's going to do is making sure when you're going over some bumps that this latch doesn't accidentally, come loose on you and the scooter falls down while you're riding. By just turning this little lever here, it's going to lock it into place, giving you a smooth and safe ride. Now, who would I recommend the Skywalker 8 for? I would recommend this for someone that just wants to get from point A to point B in the easiest way possible. Not only does this scooter have the power to get you to the shops, get you to work, get you to school, get you just around the park just to have some fun on it, but is also super convenient with the way it folds down. The folding mechanism here is super fast, as well as the bars here, they fold in on themselves. So if you do have to jump on something like public transport, the Skywalker 8 is a perfect size for that. And again, it does have the front suspension here, so it is a smooth ride. and you do again have that front headlight, so if you're ever stuck in the dark, you can see where you're going. So yeah, I would recommend this from someone who just wants to get on a scooter to get from point A to point B, nothing much more, they just want to cruise. That's who the Skywalker 8 would fit. And again, thanks to the 13 amp per hour battery, we do have a 45 kilometer range, meaning that you can go down the shops and get the milk and bread 5 times over before you have to worry about plugging this thing back in and charging it. So it is, again, a super convenient point A to point B electric scooter. Now moving on in the Kaabo Skywalker range, we have the 8's older brother, the Skywalker 8S. Now cosmetically, the 8S looks quite similar to its little brother, the 8, however there is some noticeable differences. One of the main differences being we have upgraded from a 500 watt motor in the 8 to an 800 watt motor in the 8S. The extra power is going to give you a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour on the 8S, meaning that this scooter has the potential to get up to a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, while remembering out of the box, these scooters will come limited to 25 kilometers an hour because of Australian regulations, but they do have the ability to get up to 40 kilometers an hour for the 8S and 38 kilometers an hour for the 8. Some other noticeable differences you can see at the front and rear here. Not only do we have a back solid tire, but we also have a front solid tire now, and they are a much wider profile, giving you a bit more stability than the 8. So the 8S is going to be a bit more of a comfortable ride, not only because of the tires, but because it has front and rear shocks now. We've upgraded the front shocks here on the 8S to a swing arm design, so it's going to be a little bit more cushiony on the front here, and we also have the rear shocks now, which the little brother Skywalker 8 does not have. So seeing as though the Skywalker 8S is a little bit more smooth and it's going to be a little bit more powerful than the Skywalker 8, we need some better stopping power. So thanks to that, we are going to be using a disc brake now rather than the drum brake on the 8. So that's just going to give you that extra stopping power for when this thing gets up to speed, because it has an 800 watt motor, not a 500 watt motor. So you're going to want to stop it at some point. So apart from those changes and the obvious cosmetic changes to the Skywalker 8S, it also comes with an updated braking system. Rather than having a drum brake, we now have a solid disc brake. So that is going to make sure you come to a smooth and safe stop every time. So who would I recommend the Skywalker 8S to? I'm going to recommend this to the similar sort of person as the Skywalker 8. It's someone who just wants to get from point A to point B in a nice convenient way. However, they want to pack a bit more punch to their whip. So not only is it going to get you from point A to point B, but it's going to get you there much faster because of our 800 watt motor, as well as much smoother because of our now rear and front suspension. So that about wraps it up for the Kaabo Skywalker range here at Scooter Hut. If you do want to learn any more about the Kaabo range of products we have in stock here at Scooter Hut, as always, head over to our website, www.scooterhut.com.au, and you can find out all the information you need on there. Or feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible with any questions, queries, concerns you may have regarding these scooters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.